Is the new chest secret Squidasaurus Rex better than the old Slinging slasher? Today, I'll be putting maxed out Shiny Wumbo level 100 Neptune Crown Squidasaurus Rex against a maxed out Slinging slasher. I'll take them to the boss arena to test their straight up DPS, and then I'll see what goes further in Endless. Without any further ado, let's go get that maxed out hash. So in order to make this possible, I don't have a maxed out hash, so I'm gonna have to get one from the best player in the game. We're gonna trade Zep, the up and coming Zep. There it is, max level hash. Shout out to Zep, by the way. All right, so now we've got the double trouble right here. Zoom in quick, and let's get into it first. We will start with the hash, since I do have to return it. I want to be courteous. So first things first, let's see how fast it can beat these bosses. Let's go. All right, so we are up against the hardest boss in the game, this lionfish here, tier 5. So we'll let the full 5 minutes at the top here run out, and by the end, we're gonna check how much health this lionfish has. 10 seconds remaining, and we are down to 5.9 million HP on this boss. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bang. So 5381. 5381. I'm gonna write that down right now. Or we can just check the total damage here. So I took a screenshot. I'm gonna throw this up on the top left of the screen. So with 20.75 million total damage in 300 seconds or 5 minutes, that would equate to 69,166 damage every single second. And as we can see here, that is definitely not the case with the stats. Just to prove SPA and damage in general is wrong. But now let's get around to Squidasaurus Rex, which apparently does less damage and has a higher SPA. So the Squidasaurus Rex has 0.6 SPA and its counterpart has 0.4. The damage on the Rex is 78,375, and then the hash is 107,000, almost 30,000 more. This would mean this Rex has 50% more SPA than the hash, meaning it attacks 50% slower and also does more than 30% less damage. Let's put that to the test. I'm gonna get rid of the hash slinger now, and we are gonna get the Squidasaurus Rex into the final boss stage. Lionfish tier 5. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we actually got in first try. I'm gonna start the battle and skip to the final 10 seconds, but we'll see right off the bat. This thing's doing way more than 69,000 damage every second, as you can see here. But anyways, guys, I'll get back to you. 10 seconds left on the timer, and as you can see, it already beat the Slinging slasher. So yeah, this is actually, I don't think many people know that this would beat the Slinging slasher just based off the stats, because again, 0.6 and 78,000 looks way worse. So this one did 1,820,000 more damage in the 5 minutes and 10 seconds here. And if we divide that by 300 seconds, that means that the T-Rex here did 75,233.33333 damage every single second. Now I'm going to take the hash into endless mode, Concentrate A. We are going to go on 1x and make sure that we take 0 damage while on 1x. I'm just going to go 5x until we start struggling. Then we'll do 1x for the rest, and I'll just AFK it. The main thing I want to see is there a difference between boss battles and endless? And I also want to see, because since they're both full AoE and full map, it'll be a super fair comparison. Maybe one's AoE is better though, because I know Rex did more damage to enemies it wasn't focused on, and then hash also has a special ability. Let's see if that makes a difference against a ton of units versus one boss, because technically the hash should be better against a single unit, considering it also slashes. So let's load up into Concentrate A here. Unfortunately, there's a guy here, and let's do this thing. So of course I'm going to start on 5x, but once we get to like the 600s, I will switch off. I'm actually going to need a Krusty Krab or something to get this down without leaking anything. All right, so we're back in the game now, and we got our bargain mart here, so we can actually survive these opening waves. I'm just going to spam the upgrades, and then with enough upgrades, we should be able to get it down ASAP. Okay, so never mind. We actually take damage, which is interesting. Maybe I need a starter too. Let's try the Krusty Krab first, and then we'll decide. All right, and we are back for test number 3. Let's get these Krusty Krabs down right away. Oh, I placed it in the middle of the map. Okay, anyway, we'll replace it eventually. We just need to survive here the first night. Let's go. We got both the upgrades, so we're moving efficiently. Please let me get the hash down. Yes. Okay, so Krusty Krab is better even for start game, even though it's a lot more expensive. But yeah, there we go. We got our hash down. Now I can just wait till I max money. Then I'll place the other one and max them out. All right, so let's get the other hash down and let's fully max them out. Make sure they cover the whole map, and that should be good for me. So yeah, more than the whole map. 84 range on these things, which I said earlier. Both these units have full map coverage, so considering they're full AoE, this is a fair test, okay? Obviously, putting a cyborg or a slow unit or a boss killer up against a full AoE would be unfair, but both these units are full map AoE. They're not missing a single boss or anything. It is the most fair test we could do. All right, I'm gonna flip it to 1x because we actually have an 11 million HP boss here. We're on wave 575, and we still haven't taken any damage. That's pretty impressive. All right, we're on wave 603. I think we're about to take some damage here. I'm not sure though. So yeah, definitely as it gets closer, as you can see, yeah, we're gonna take damage at 603. Damn. And it had 1.2 million health. Let's keep that in mind in case I take damage on the Rex. All right, on wave 617, I think we're about to take damage once again to this dirty bubble. Coming in hot. Well, I know we are actually. It's going to probably end with around 4.9 or so. Yeah, 4.9. Okay, 488,305. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to die on wave 631. This 11 million HP dirty bubble is coming in so hot, and it does 35 damage. So we are going to be dead. It's going to say 630 waves complete. And there he goes. Boom, bada ching, bang. 630 waves complete. I forget how much health the boss had, but luckily I recorded it so we can check. It only took an hour and 17 minutes, surprisingly. I thought it would have took way longer, but nice. Let's move on to the T-Rex. All right, we got the Squidasaurus Rex now. Let's get into Endless right away. Boom, boom, start right away. All right, we've got a pretty nice start. I got my Krusty Krabs down. We didn't take any damage. First try, luckily. All right, that one's maxed, and now this one's maxed as well. I hope they're full map. They kind of take up a lot of room. So let's keep it running till we take damage. I think the score to beat is 630 waves and 10 million health. We'll check in post. I'll put what Hash got to up here. And yeah, guys, I'll see you when we take damage. All right, we're going to 1x because this unit just got to here. Let's go on 1x right away. All right, so last round, we took damage on wave 603, if I recall correctly. Comment down below. And this round, we actually kill it way easier. It's not even close to the exit. And yeah, last time it had extra health, even obviously, if it got in the exit. So yeah, interesting. Okay, so even 617, where we took damage last time by a large margin, we actually clear it this round. So not only does it do more DPS against the bosses, obviously that was closer because the Hash also has that melee attack, which does about 10% of its damage. This thing against actual waves where there's stuff everywhere, the AoE on this is even better than the single target boss, is what I should say. So this thing's even better in a practical scenario than the Hash. So we're now on the wave where we died with the Hash Slingers. I think the boss is about to come out in a second. Yep, there it is. 24.869 million HP. Let's see how far you can get against the big bad T-Rexosaurus. All right, so last time this thing had 10 million health when it killed us. This time it did about 7 million more than 7 million more, which is absolutely insane. It just goes to show how much faster this thing attacks. All right, so we're on 645 and we are about to take damage for the second time, so we'll be down to 30 health, which means the next boss wave is actually going to kill us. But yeah, this unit's just so much better. You can obviously tell we only made it to 630 last time. T-Rex is slept on, man. Slept on. We're now on wave 659 and we're going to die at some point during this wave. If it's not to the big slow anchovy, it's going to be the big dirty bubble coming in hot. So all the big slow anchovies go down. We've just got the big dirty bubble to worry about, but it's got 15 million health and it's coming in way too hot. I think it's gonna take us out, fellas. And yeah, there it is. So we did 21 million damage, well more, 22 million damage to it, and there it is. It's now in. We get to wave 658 with the T-Rex. With all the experiments done, let's run some numbers. In the boss battle DPS test, Rex did 22.57 million damage. On the other hand, Hash did 20.75 million damage, giving T-Rex a 1.82 million damage win. That means Rex is almost 9% better when it comes to straight up boss killing. In a more practical scenario, Rex got the 24,869,382 health boss on wave 630 down to 2,726,382 health, dealing a total of 22,143,000 damage. While Hash, on the other hand, only dealt 15,564,520 damage to the same boss. In summary, Rex did 6,578,480 more damage to every single boss, which is an outstanding 42.27% higher than Hash. The reason the endless boss scenario is more practical is because each wave has multiple enemies. AoEs all perform differently on units they're focused on versus units that are being impacted by the area of effect. Hash also does a melee slash attack. That makes it perform better against bosses or single enemies, but still not at the same level as Rex. All in all, I'd say Rex is 30% better and by far the best AoE in the game. But don't take my word for it, because in the next video, we'll be testing every single AoE unit, including the Dentist, Henge, Hash, and the T-Rex. Spoiler, I'm using the footage from this video for these two. But yeah, we'll be getting all of those max and shiny Wumbo 5-star as well to test for you guys. You won't want to miss it. Also coming down the line is going to be a maxed out Olympian versus a maxed out Sea Lion. Those will be the starter unit series. And then once I get the shiny Wumbo dungeon, I'll even do dungeon versus Cyborg versus Hydra Karen if you guys want to see it. Anyways, fellas, I'll see you in the next one.